for another impromptu therapy session. This is going to be a collective check-in. I already cleansed the energy. It's actually been cleaning all night long, the energy. So neither do I. No, me either. Okay. So I'm just giving the algorithm a chance to catch people in the live. But you could have been looking for Oracle. Or you could be looking for psychic services. Maybe you're feeling a bit lost. Maybe that's why I'm being called to come on this morning. Maybe you're feeling a bit lost. Something about how something was done. And maybe how something was done maybe has you comparing yourself to other people. Maybe you're feeling like it's all about them, all about you. And it's causing some self-hatred. We have a couple of, this is not, I cannot diagnose you, but maybe you do have these diagnoses, right? Of NPD, borderline, bipolar. And maybe you're in student mode right now. Maybe that's why you're looking for an oracle. Maybe you're trying to, maybe you're being studious these days. Well, you're here to find an oracle, so I'm open. Let's see. Well, I'm not open, but you know, I'm open for business. Let's get into why you're looking for an oracle, why you're looking for psychic services. Why is the viewer looking for psychic services? Maybe you're looking for psychic services because you want to do some shadow work. Maybe you're trying to work on your shadows. Maybe you're trying to uncover what's hidden. Maybe there's a part of you that understands what's hidden, and maybe there's a part of you that doesn't. But I see you here breaking bread with yourself, so you've been having some deep conversations. Maybe you've been having trouble with individuality. Maybe you've been struggling with being yourself. Maybe being yourself has not always been ideal. Maybe that's a shadow work. Maybe you hide who you are. Again, maybe this shadow work that you're doing is on being an individual. Make sure if you're in the building, make sure you like and subscribe and follow. Thank you for coming. For those of you who are new, this channel is growing, so please like, subscribe, share, all the things, so we can get more messages out to people to heal their emotional wounds so they'll stop hurting you. And if you're hurting people, let's make the message so we can stop hurting people. For whoever this is, maybe you've been being of service. Maybe you've been working a lot, like giving a lot to others. I see you in a business of maybe you're having to package stuff up and give things, or maybe take orders or something like that. Maybe you've been being of service. And this could be true for you too. Maybe you're trying to, get some psychic services, or just kind of like finding what's going on with your shadow internal world because of rejection. Maybe you were rejected in the past. Maybe there's an opportunity that came your direction, and maybe you thought you were going to get it and it didn't go very well. So maybe that's the shadow work that you're working on right now. Is trying to understand rejection. It's not rejection, it's just redirection. Yeah. So something about divine timing. I'll pull these out a bit more so you can see them. Something about divine timing. So maybe you were waiting for the right time to be yourself or something, right? Yeah, maybe you're looking for the right time to be yourself, and maybe you feel like you waited too long because of this divine timing. Or maybe you feel like it wasn't the time, or it's not the time to be yourself. Maybe you're having a hard time being yourself. I see maybe you've been reading and studying something. We have astrology and timing. So maybe you've been reading up on things like this. Maybe this is what got you here, like psychic services, reading up on things that are of the occult, and this maybe even all kinds of stuff. Maybe even talent, right? So piano. Maybe you're looking at different talents and things like that, along with astrology and astronomy and just spirituality in general. Okay. So I clarified the individuality and divine timing. It seems like you don't want to give any more to people or situations that is coming up here is like maybe you feel like being an individual is a burden to go and have fun with people who maybe you've hurt before, or who've gotten hurt, or just misunderstandings. Because what's coming up here is like, look, do you remember this? This is Regina George's mom, right? What a, like, ugh. Maybe you're feeling like it's not the time, something looks cringe. Maybe you feel like you would look cringe, or maybe you feel like someone looks cringe to try to come back. I don't say come back, but to be an individual, like to, like, whatever it is that you feel like you need to do to be an individual. Maybe you're feeling like it's cringe. Because it looks like people were hurt, things were misunderstood. And maybe that part is over with though. But I see you coming in here like with, like you're ready, you're, it's like to cut that down, like to make that, to be done with that. How do I say that? How do I say that? I know how it's coming in my head, but how do I say that? Let me find better words. Give me better words to say that. Because I see this Knight of Daggers coming in, right? It's the viewer. And you're coming in with your words to get rid of this. Something's not fun. Something wasn't fun. Something wasn't fun. A direction that you went was not fun. And so I guess being an individual would be Something about saying what you need to say about that. So I guess standing up to say what you need to say about it is a burden. Um, yeah. And maybe you're afraid of the response, or maybe there's a Queen of Flames here. So maybe that's why. Maybe you will have to go through this person. Maybe you don't want to hear what this person has to say. Yeah, something about the picture not being painted very well. So the Three of Plastics, this is, again, look how the picture looks. And this card, in this part of the movie, you know, she's painting them all together very happily. She's an art major, so she's making it look like it was when they first started being friends, you know, when everything was all cool. And so this is in reverse. So apparently, maybe this person doesn't feel like everything is all cool, and you know that that's the shadow, because it's coming up under your shadow. You know that they feel that way. Maybe don't have anything to say to you. Maybe it's because you turned your back. Someone turned their back on a situation. And again, this is coming up as your shadow work. So maybe you turned your back on being an individual and on something that was really sweet, something that was really, really sweet, something that maybe they smell good. Maybe they were a sweet treat to you. Maybe this was something very beautiful. But it looks like this Queen of Wands, whoever this is, take it as it resonates, feminine energy. This person, and you know who this is. I'm not going to call it zodiac signs. You know your person. You know if you need shadow work. You know if you're looking for an oracle. Take that as it resonates. I'm not doing all that other stuff. You know if this is your reading. If it's not, click off. So maybe your person doesn't have anything to say because of this rejection. Because that's what it's coming up as, your shadow work. So maybe the rejection that you had is due to whatever it was done. Maybe you confused them. Yeah, your shadow. Maybe the shadow gave them confusion. What about you? Ah, but you're still coming up here as in love. Maybe you're still in love. But something is broken. It was very heavy. Okay. So this relationship, obviously, it broke apart. And maybe it was very public. Maybe everybody saw it. Or maybe a lot of people had eyes on this breakup. Or maybe you feel there were all eyes on it. Maybe you feel like it was very heavy. Come up here. Okay. A lot of ideas. Maybe you don't know what to do. Maybe there was a split decision. Maybe you were torn between two people. Maybe, yeah, maybe you were thinking, where should you put your focus on? Where should you put your attention to? Where should you have your head focused on? Should you be focused on beauty, or should you be focused on the things that actually matter, that'll get you to your next goals? I see a lot of equations on the board, so maybe it was really hard for you to solve these problems. Maybe it was really hard for you to solve all of this. Maybe it was hard to see the bigger picture. Maybe it was hard to see the bigger picture. Maybe you had a home with this person. Maybe it's hard to see yourself in the home with them for, for a long period of time. Or maybe you didn't know how to have a home. Or maybe you had a hard time understanding what home looked like. Maybe that's what confused you. Yeah, success. Maybe you haven't seen a successful home. Maybe you haven't seen victories in a home before. Maybe victories in a home have been challenging for you in the past. Maybe you've had confusion, right, in your home life. Maybe that's been hard to see the bigger picture when you're in confusion like this. The Two of Daggers. How can anyone be clear about what they want when they're in this type of confusion? Maybe you feel like you got tricked. Maybe you got tricked. Maybe you feel like you were tricked into thinking what a normal home looks like, or a beautiful home looks like. Maybe you were confused on what that looks like. Card right here. Maybe attachments. Maybe you had attachments. This doesn't have to be possessions. This could be people, places, things. there's a person I know particularly that looks just like this person on the card, and she was very materialistic, just like this. So it's crazy that this card reminds me of somebody in particular, so it embodies this energy of it. And boy, and this even looks like her too, like with the boxes all around, like always having stuff. But attachments doesn't always mean buying things from Temu or Amazon. This could be attachments to beliefs, feelings, thoughts, attitudes, just preconceived notions, anything that can keep you chained. Look at these are chains. You know? Maybe you do have a shopping addiction, somebody. Maybe somebody does overspend. Maybe you've been looking for guidance. Oh my gosh, whoever this is, the viewer, collective, my people, if you're getting therapy, good job. If you want to mind, you already know. But if you're not seeing someone, you're clearly being called to between an oracle and therapist, bro. I mean, it doesn't get more clear than that. And you're asking to do shadow work. So, I mean, kind of being told. Maybe there's some choices that you have. Maybe you have a lot of options. But maybe the options that you have you don't want. Or maybe they're just there. Because I see a person in the back that's looking at you, but you're not looking at them. And something was tricky. There was some type of, there was something that was done that was what's the word I want to use? It's mischievous. Maybe you want to keep something for yourself. It feels like hoarding. It feels like keeping something to yourself. Maybe you've been keeping heartbreak to yourself. Maybe there's a whole maybe there's a harem of women who are looking at your relationship and they're in heartbreak, like, oh my God, please don't choose that person over me. Maybe there's people who don't want you to be with your person because it's just gonna make them melt. Maybe they just can't stand the thought of you being with them. A lot of jealousy. A lot of words too that have been sent your way. Look at the pain on their faces, like, and they're all crying for her. Like, how dare he like someone more than you? How dare he like someone more than you? Whether masculine or feminine, doesn't matter. I take it how it resonates. There could be people in the background, and maybe you're keeping this to yourself, that you have options, and maybe you were keeping options around. But maybe and it's coming in reverse, so maybe you don't want those options. Maybe you don't want those types of things in your life. Because you're coming up here now as moving very slow, but wanting to invest into something and put your energy towards something positive. Maybe you're feeling a little slow. Maybe you feel a little handicapped. Maybe you feel emotionally handicapped. Maybe you feel like you don't have all the capabilities. Maybe you feel like you can't go. Maybe you don't have transportation to go. Maybe you feel like you can't actually physically go. Maybe you've been cut off from the person. Maybe you physically can't go there. Maybe this makes you mad. Maybe this makes you, really like really tight, and maybe this makes you have to go even slower, right? So not only like would you have to move slow in the action, but slow in like even putting in the effort, unable to do so. But maybe but seems like you do, but maybe it makes you frustrated. Maybe you're having a hard time manifesting that. Like maybe because of all this slow energy and not really knowing how to make this work. Maybe that's why you're seeking counseling. Maybe that's why you're seeking a therapist, because you're like not really sure how to manifest this back into your life. This person, the situation, how to undo this rejection that was caused. Right? How to be an individual. Yeah. Because we have this rejection. All right. So with the Magician card, you notice she has access to everything. Cups, emotions, feelings. Swords is her words and her acts or thoughts. And Pentacles is what she does, where what she puts her hand to the plow to do. And then her passion, what she puts her energy as far as her passion towards, right? What's creative adventures, what she creates, what she actually gets up to do in the morning. You have access to all of that, but you're not using it. Instead, you're just sitting on it like you don't have anything, like you have no access to anything. And so what ends up happening is when you sit in this energy, you end up coming up with ideas that are manipulative. Ooh, didn't I just say it? So if you sit in that bull in energy, you're going to come up with a tower. Do you remember this part? Look at the burn book when she took a picture of all of it and she just gave it around to everyone. Everyone's like, oh my God. Everyone's business was told. So again, maybe you've been in magician energy in reverse. Maybe you have not been controlling your feelings. Maybe you've not been controlling your emotions. Maybe you've not been controlling your actions. Maybe you've been giving out your energy to people who don't deserve your energy. And maybe because of that, you got a tower. Now everybody know your business. For those of you who are brave enough to sit through my, I'm not telling, I don't know who's going to read my stuff because Spirit be calling y'all out. Damn. You have the Wheel of Fortune. This has not been giving you what you want. So you got to start getting control of your words, get control of your feelings. Stop putting energy into people and situations and places that don't deserve, that don't serve you. Stop settling for less. Stop it, because your Wheel of Fortune is in reverse. And people just going to talk about your business. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And then you sitting here in embarrassment talking about something. I don't know how to be an individual. Stop being a victim. Stop victimizing yourself. You heard it from a therapist. You're hearing it from an oracle. You've heard it twice now. Stop victimizing yourself. You're not a victim here. Go look up the Karpman's drama triangle. Karpam. I'm not being mean. I'm being psychologically sound. You are victimizing yourself when you're in this energy. You're not a goddamn victim. Look at that. Look at that. Didn't I just say you're not a damn victim? I just said it. Whoever needs to hear this, you looking for a therapist? You got one. You looking for an oracle? You got one. Spirit has blessed you twice. You said to the universe, you said, I want to do shadow work and I want to get better. No, you don't. Do you? Do you want to get better? Do you really want to get better? Are you telling the universe you're just saying shit people want to hear? Because I'm doing shadow work and I'm getting deeper in my spiritual healing. Are you though? Or are you setting up bullshit for people to for you to be a damsel in distress for somebody to chase you? Do you want somebody to chase you? Are you trying to get people to chase you? Are you trying to get people to chase you? Because if you are, you're in bullshit. Look at it. You had to have a stranger come on online to tell you that. You had to get called out by a stranger online for God to tell you stop lying. Stop being crafty. You're in karmic energy. You're on bullshit. You was having fun partying, ain't fun no more, is it? Is it fun that you're getting called out by a random stranger who's a therapist and an oracle? All your stuff, you can click through all my videos and everybody else's videos and you'll still come up with the same stuff? It ain't funny no more, is it? It wasn't funny then. Whoever you are, you been online trying to find another supply. It ain't gonna work. You ain't gonna find another supply. Oh, y'all got the Holy Spirit on me now because I feel like an evangelist. You ain't gonna find another supply. You ain't gonna find another one. You ain't gonna get another one. You think you'll get another one? You in bullshit, you gonna get another one? You think God finna give you another earth angel? So you can do this with him? So you want God to give you another earth angel. So you want to swipe left, right? You want to be able to swipe left. You want to be able to swipe right, huh? So you get another earth angel? So you don't like listening to messages. You don't want a therapist. You don't want oracle count, but you want shadow work done. Get the fuck out of my face. Sorry for cussing. You gotta be kidding me. Are you playing with me? No. Try being in their shoes for a while. Switch shoes, switch places. Stop telling people you want to heal. Stop it. Stop lying. Empathy. Put yourself in their shoes. Lay in the bed. Pretend that you're in a Hulu Netflix series and see the story from their eyes. I promise you this is how you'll end up. I promise you this is how you end up. This is what you're running from. This. Yourself. Everybody's been there. I've been there. You think I haven't had shadow work? You think I haven't had to cry no tears before? You think I haven't done stuff that I shouldn't have been doing? Relax. Breathe. Stop being cowardice. Manifest the right way. I'm just doing better. I'm just doing what I can do. You know, I'm just trying. Yeah, I gotta try every day. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. You're lying. You're a liar. You're a liar. You say that shit to make yourself feel better. You're not trying. My cards keep coming out. That's what you're doing. You're burdening yourself. You're pretending that you're trying, and you're telling everybody that you are. You're a liar. You're not. You're avoiding your ascension attention. Stop it. Get up. Crawl the wall. Stop being emotionally lazy, whoever this is. I'm tired of being nice to you. Get on your grind. Get the fuck up. Everybody else hustling. Nobody ain't got time for that. Nobody ain't got time for that. Don't stop asking God for these messages because you're pissing me off at this point. Because I'm starting to get up out my sleep, having to come and get these messages. Ain't nobody listening. So every time I come over here, I'm giving you the energy. Every time. I don't care. Flow. I'm tired of this shit. Flow with your damn emotions. Unplug yourself. Go walk in the sun and put your feet in the river or something. God damn. Narcissistic asses. Get your abundance. You wonder how I get my abundance? This. I ain't different than you. Don't look at my page and think I'm better. She's more emotionally intelligent. She's all the education. Shut up. Shut up. No, I'm not. I go to therapy. I do my shadow work. I find my messages. Nobody's better. Shut up. Victimizing yourself. Victim. Get up from the line of chalk. Laying down in a line of chalk. Laying down. Get up. Get up. This is not as special victims Judith. Exactly. I'm a whole thug out here. I'll be a thug. We both thug energy. That's why I'm your therapist. That's why I'm your counselor, because I'm a thug too. Stop playing with me. And yes, I'm covered, so don't even think you're going to send something my way. Never would it work. Stop playing. Calm down. And no, I will not, but you should. Maybe you've been spending time on social media. Facebook, IG. I don't know what you've been doing. Maybe you're thinking about your love. Good. Maybe you are having a new perspective. I hope so. Because every time I come over here, unless I see different cards, you're going to catch this energy from me. If you haven't confessed, every time I catch this card, I'm coming for your ass. Just like I do with a therapist. In my sessions. Why are you telling me for? Every time I hit a confess, I'm going to say, what's up, liar? Hey, liars. What's up, liars? Every time I come over here, I'm calling you what it is until my cards change. So come on, liar. Hey, liar. What's up, Pinocchios? What's up, Pinocchios? Stop suppressing it. You don't want to remember what you did? I don't care. It does not matter if you want to remember it. Do you not see this? It's called shadow work. You don't get the choice. You don't get to tell me this. I don't want to remember it. I don't care. I won't care in this office. I don't care in this office. And your shadow damn sure don't care. You can't suppress it. You can't not think about it. What are you talking about? It don't work that way. You see them degrees on the wall? It tells us that. You cannot outrun this shit. You're not going to outrun it. You can look at all my videos, everybody else's videos. You can go to church. No matter where you go, you're not going to outrun it. Period. It's going to show up as a stranger on your TikTok, show up as a stranger on your YouTube. You're going to catch this heat every time. If you've been doing sex magic and you thirsty, admit that you do sex magic. Admit that you're thirsty. Change your life. Say, damn, I was thirsty back then. Damn, I was doing sex magic back then. Damn, be different. Instead of hiding, I'm just getting bad. I'm trying to get, I don't know. I'm just trying. No, you're not. If you don't confess, you're not. If you want to know the answer to this, confess. Stop lying. Stop hiding. Stop hiding. Stop trying to control the fucking narrative, narcissist. You don't get to control the narrative. You're not God. You might be a tall person. Confirmation for you. If you're wondering, is she talking to me? Yes. Are you been doing readings? Is your person an oracle? Have you been doing readings? Have something about readings? You're in one now. This keeps coming out. So you've been doing readings, listening to readings. Whoever you are, me and you both know I'm not lying. You know I'm not lying. You've been avoiding. You've been avoiding. Acting out, cussing people out, yelling, displacing. Go to therapy so you can learn what this word means. Stop being a know-it-all. You don't know everything. Whoever I'm talking to, you are a know-it-all. You are effing know-it-all, and you think you know everything. You don't know the definitions of half of these words. And because of that, that makes you ignorant. Showing up like this, ignorant ass. Needing help. Ignorance is bliss for you, but for those around you, you make them suffer. Hence betrayal. I don't care about your eyes crying right now. I promise you I don't care about your tears because you need to hear this. Just like the pastors don't care, therapists don't care, people in the healing community, we don't care because you need it. Regression. You've been acting like a child, reverting back to childish behaviors, whoever you are. Stop it. Oh, it was a vibe between the person. That's what made you act childish because it was a vibe. I don't care if it was a vibe. I don't care. Boundaries. Learn these things. Still fine. It's great. I'm glad it was a vibe. Wonderful. Wonderful for you. And now you in spiritual court because of bullshit. Now you in spiritual court? Yeah, it's too late. Yes, it's way too late. So you say, why apologize? Let me tell you something with your little narcissistic ass. That is not how spirituality works. You don't get to say, I fucked up. It's too late to apologize. Don't worry about it. That's not how that works. 12-step programs, right? For those of people with AA. Why do you think the apologies and the amendments are making amends that's on there? Because the apology is not for the other person. It's for you. It's for you. You need to forgive yourself. Are you sorry? It doesn't matter if they take your apology. Do you feel bad? Do you feel bad? Do you feel bad? Then if you feel bad, then you say something about it. Period. You don't gotta wait for that. It's too. I might well not even say nothing. Too much has happened. Victim, coward, emotional coward, victim. You're a victim, huh? Saving your energy, crusty crab. Like Mr. Krabs being stingy with your energy. Hood, whoever you are, hood trap shit. Sexy time, you was focusing on sex. Man, there's a lot of sex on the board, huh? Man, you was having a lot of sexy time. Maybe you thought it was this person's sex. Maybe you just want to have sex with them and chill. Maybe you just want to have sex and chill. Maybe you was on bullshit. And now you're like, clearly you fell in love. Clearly you like the person. Clearly you're in agony because it's coming up here as a relationship that you didn't put a lot of energy into. Seems like it's supposed to be fun. You're playing games, lying, keeping people as options, not just bullshit. And now you're sitting here in front of me, an oracle, and the spiritual therapist and an actual real therapist in real life, and you're like, I don't know. No, stop it. You're not a victim. Do I have my Will Ferrell voice on? What, do I gotta troll you or some shit? Like you was trolling whoever this was? Because this is trolling shit, right? Sexy time. You telling people that you like them all in their face, having smexy time with them. Yeah, that's why your ass is in spiritual court, whoever you are. You was having a vibe with them, avoiding, acting out, doing all this, and you want somebody to have patience for you? Ain't got no goddamn patience for you. Did you have patience for them? No, I have no patience for you. And Spirit's not giving me none either. I was already told not to have patience with y'all last night. He said, level up, grow up. He said, I've been being too nice. I know I have. What? You don't want to tell because you feel like you're facing judgment? I don't care. Genuinely, I don't care. That's not how apologies work. You don't give an apology based off what you think they're going to do. You do it because you're wrong. Something wasn't true. You lied about something. Something wasn't true. And no, you're not going to have a nice day. You're not going to have a nice day. And I'm not going to tell you to have a nice day. You're not going to have a nice day. You will not have a nice day. You will not have a nice day. I'm not going to tell you that lie. I'm going to not lie to you like that. That'd be wrong. Y'all just be blessed, collective, and no, actually, y'all not. Shit's actually not going to fucking work out for y'all. And I was scared to say that because I was like, man, God, like, you know what? It's because you're in scammer energy. You need to ask more questions. That's what put you in scammer energy because you didn't ask more questions. You try to make sure that you went scammer. You end up being a goddamn scammer. Now you the scammer. Watching people's TikToks and stuff. You could have just been yourself. Wow. Instead of being loyal, you ghosted. Don't get out of my face. When I say this, when I say get out of my face, don't literally. But I'm saying, like, stop playing with me. When I say, like, get out of spirit's face, playing with spirit like this. Don't come over here flipping through no damn YouTube, TikTok, like, I don't know what, I don't know what's going on with me. I tried to work on myself. Why you lying, bro? Why you lying? You lying. You ain't working on shit. Bruh, you ain't working no chill. You was on no chill. You ain't working. You was not working on nothing. You were catastrophized. That's what you was working on. Spirit says what you was working on is creating hell for yourself. Catastrophizing is a defense mechanism that is used when people feel triggered with their egos. What if this? What if that? What if that happened? What if they cheat on me? What if they lie? What if that? And all you gonna do is have DSM-5, GAD, disorder. Welcome to Prozac, mother. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. That's why you looking like this. That's why you here. Keep catastrophizing. Why am I laughing so hard? Because you've been told to go to therapy. Stop playing with me. You've been told by multiple people. I'm not the first person. That's why I don't care about your feelings right now. You've been putting the work off and putting it 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 off. You're emotionally lazy. And you project because it's easier for you to put your values onto other people because it's safer for you. But is it safe now, my guy? How we feeling now? You feeling safe now? You feeling safe now? No, you feeling a little bit worried now, huh? It's a mirage. It was all fake. You was fake. Fake. You got some cap in your rap. Big cap. Ghetto cowboy. You think you a cowboy? Man, this is a lot of ghetto energy. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I'm feeling real like tight. Oh my goodness. There's a need for you to start meditating. For real. Dead ass. Because your thoughts are everywhere, whoever this is. And what you do, I can tell you what you do wrong. If you want to know, and if you're a cross watcher, I can tell you what your person do. If you're a cross watcher and this is your person, because you nosy, they rationalize. Boy, they will make an excuse for some inappropriate MF behavior. They'll lie, they'll cheat, they'll do whatever. They'll make an excuse for whatever it is. And if this is you make an excuse for any fucking thing. Go look it up. Called rationalization. It's a defense mechanism. It protects your ego. And don't you sit here and lie and say, I ain't got no ego. Everyone has one. Basic psychology. Learn that in school. Big three. Sigmund Freud, all the Albert Ellis, all them talk about your big three. We know you have your super ego. Then we have your ego, and then we have your id. For those of you astrologers, your rising, your sun sign, and your moon sign. Don't play with me. You do have an ego. And guess what? When that ego gets injured, this is your favorite one. So you'll choke somebody. You'll yell at somebody. You'll scream. You'll whatever. Who will take it as it resonates. For y'all who ain't physical, then it's your mouth. For those of you who ain't your mouth, you'll throw something. Whatever. Take it as it resonates. You know the boundaries that you cross. Stop playing with me. Do not play in my face like that. I do not like it. Don't play in your own. Don't gaslight yourself and say, I don't do that. Go look up what rationalization is and see where do you do it, not if you don't do it. Damn. You could have felt like this was a setup. Maybe you felt like somebody set you up. Maybe you felt like you set yourself up. Maybe you felt like maybe you felt like it was a setup. Because again, same card, different same meaning, different card. Being curious. You were catastrophizing in the wrong way. You're supposed to be curious, and your anxiety is nothing but an uncontrolled imagination. That's all. So you kept imagining scary stories. And because you kept imagining scary stories, that's why you're here. You're here because you kept imagining scary stories. And now you're bringing your shadow to the cell. Why are you making all those scary stories? And your shadow's like, yeah, because we got trust issues and we don't learn about you. You really don't love me. You have some conversations with yourself. What would they say? Why we do that? Girl, I don't know. I don't know what kind. This is your conversation. I know what I sound like to myself, but I don't know what you sound like to yourself. Which is why people go to therapy to find out what that internal dialogue was like that got them here. So people come to oracles because they want to find out this internal dialogue that got them here. You being called to go to both, my guy, whoever you are, my girl, my lady, my ever whatever, my spiritual client, you being called to do both. You being called to go to therapy and to find an oracle. I can see why. Because you on bullshit. I mean, bullshit. You having sex, you avoiding stuff, you regressing, you snapping to conclusions and jumping at folks, and you won't calm down, you having a hard time changing your perspective, you won't grow up, you won't be yourself, you catastrophize. You a sinner? What this means is you practice Satanism, but you don't call it Satanism because you don't know what a Satanist is. You know, I always tell people, all my friends know me. I say, listen, there's more Satanists in the world than you absolutely know. I said, but they don't call themselves Satanists. They call themselves Christians. And they're like, oh, what, really? I said, yeah. Most Christians don't know they're Satanists. And people are very shocked to hear that. Now, as my practice, as you can imagine, I talk to a lot of people. I've had Satanists for clients. Now, people don't say that because they don't know what it is. They don't actually go look it up. They don't go like, I think I'm a Satanist. Let me go Google that word to see if I fit the description. No, you don't, because you hear the word and you go, that can't be me because I don't have a ball of whatever, and I'm not burning things in the woods, and I'm not, worshiping anything that's a deity, so that can't be me. So there's no need to look it up. But if you actually look up the actual definition of Satanist, you be like, God damn, most of the country practice Satanism. No shit. Go look it up. Go do the homework for yourself. You do that for yourself. Don't worry about me. Act like you don't know. Act like I'm stupid and you don't know what I'm talking about. Go look it up for yourself and actually look up like what Satanists actually believe and what they do on their day-to-day life, our actual regular day-to-day life of Satanists. Oh, most of America is one. Hence this next one, narcissistic personality disorder, not enough, cluster B. If you have been in this energy, don't let anybody lie to you. Don't let people say, it can't be. If you're a narcissist, it's forever and you can't change it and that's just how they are. That's not true. You can become a self-aware narcissist. For me, the only way my clients who are actual narcissists get better is through this way, which is so funny. These cards came out. They have to have actual therapy. They typically need a spiritual basis. It could be a spirituality. It could be oracle, but just some type of spirituality. And they have to do perpetual shadow work. If the narcissist will do those things, then yes. Typically they don't, which is how they end up in places like this where really bad things fall down and their life is a shamble. And then they realize like, oh shit, I've been a narcissist, right? This comes from maybe not feeling good enough in life. And again, just having high ego. If you don't like the word narcissist, ego, it's just high ego. It's just a person just does not have the ability to step into the observant ego. They stay in a very superficial, subjective ego. And so to get them to move out of that, they need to be in places like this. So if this is you and you feel like, okay, she's right, maybe I'm a little narky, maybe I'm probably on the spectrum of a narcissist, then these would be the things that you would do. You would need to have an oracle, you want to do shadow work, and you want to have therapy. And truly, you will be very, very proud of yourself for the healing. And it is healing. Sure. I'm not even being funny. I'm not even lying. People think you can't heal narcissism. Of course you can heal. How can you say you can't heal narcissism but we believe in a God that can do anything? That doesn't make any sense. But I'm telling you the answers right here. That's it. You have to invest your time and energy into that. See, Jericho. For those of you who know the story of Jericho, the children of Israel walked around the city 7 times. On the 7th time, they blew the horn and the walls fell down. That's what God is saying. Like, whatever it is that you have to do, like, you have to do this for a while, for a minute, and it'll all fall down. It'll be okay. I know that to be true. Look, YN in reverse. Finally, I never get the YN card in reverse. It's always upright. Finally. So maybe this is letting go of that YN energy. If you're a YN, you know a YN, share like the video with the YN that you know is on that narc behavior. If you have a YN in your life, and you know this video is about them, send it to them. Maybe they'll listen to me. Maybe they won't. I don't know. Maybe they're stubborn. Send it to them anyway. They run around right in front of your head. This is not a colonizer. This is probably a reading for Aboriginal American or somebody who was closely related to it. Snapchat. Maybe you watched their Snapchat. Maybe something about Snapchat. Something about Snapchat. I don't know. Somebody left. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what I'll do. These boots are made for walking. And maybe there's some manipulation. I told you, man, I can't make this up. This is gaslighting manipulation. Look, that's why you being called to do shadow work. Lying, gaslighting, they left. Maybe you was a hater. Maybe there's somebody felt stuck. Ugh. Yeah. Yep. Maybe you said you'll never leave them and you did leave. Maybe now you're watching their Snapchat. All right. I am going to end there. It's 45 minutes on the clock exactly. It's been a real great reading. I'm sorry I had to get so physical in the emotional world. I'm gonna put off. I feel bad. I don't. You should see me in therapy session. Oh my God, I be snapping on my clients when if they start with that beard. They don't. They know better. They know better with me. Y'all don't start that line. Don't you lie with me? I had one girl last week. She was trying to gaslit me in session. I said, I said, hold on. I said, let me get my pen. I went to get my pen and I wrote down exactly what she said because I felt like she was starting to gaslight me real bad. It was real bad. She started doing mental gymnastics. She started mental filtering, magnifying, black and white things. She started doing all kinds of them, y'all. I was like, what? I went and got my pen. I started writing it all down. And then when it got quiet enough for me to talk, I said, okay, let me tell you what we're not going to do. I said, I watch you gaslight yourself all the time, but you're not going to gaslight me. And she said, what? I was gaslighting you? And I gave it back to her what she said. And she started laughing because she was low-key embarrassed. But she was like, oh, my God. I said, you do that all the time, don't you? You do that to your boyfriend. And she bust out laughing. Yeah, she gaslight herself and her boyfriend all the time. That's how she get in arguments. She did it with me, the therapist. I know she do it with him. Okay. Imagination and reality are scheduled to... Oh, this is magic. So listen, guys, whoever it is of you who are actually going to take me up on the listening, who actually going to listen, who has thick skin, who's not offended by the cussing and the yelling, who know that she right, I actually am on bullshit. For those of you who are like letting the ego go down and like laughing behind closed doors, I love you and I appreciate you. That's great. Remember, it's all gonna be all right. This is wonderful. This is a good card. This is so good. This is magic. That means that your reality, whatever it is that you thought that you could not have, is actually gonna come to fruition. You just have to step into your stuff for real. Like when they say confess and like literally do your shadow work, seek guidance. If you do these things, the thing that you're crying about that you feel like would never ever happen will actually happen. Trust me, I know. I'm living experience and proof of it. And I have clients who I've had in the past and present and who I'll have in the future that this is true. I've been doing this job for a very long time. I've been doing this job since 2010. I've been working mental health since 2010. And then before that, you already know I'm prior service, so you know I'm not lying. Like, I've seen people with the shadow work doing their work. It works. Yeah. Oh, good for you. Maybe this is wonderful. So maybe you're letting this show be over with now. Like, maybe all this drama... Because this seems like a lot of karmic energy. Maybe you're tired of the show. Everybody looking at the show. Yeah, because this is a show, right? This is a show. Ugh. Maybe you just been looking at the screen a lot, you know? Maybe it's on your phone or just watching TV or something like that. Or maybe maybe something about how maybe things look. Maybe how things look. Maybe even looking at the past or watching things on your screen. And last card, the thinking mind acts like it's everything, but it's not. Oh my God. I love that you got this card. Look at this, guys, please. Oh my God. The thinking mind acts like it's everything, but it's not. Do you know how powerful this card is in terms of what you just got today? This is CBT at its finest, cognitive behavior therapy. The thinking mind acts like it's everything, but it's not. So that's why you have to be careful with this catastrophizing and all those negative thinking patterns that you were having, magnifying, jumping to conclusions, black and white, blaming, uncertainty hater, fairness hater, fairness judge, right? All this, like, so many of them. I said last card, but I always do that. What would ultra intelligent imaginary me do? You being really, really, really called to take control of your body and this mind. Whoever my collective is, you're being really called to take back control of your mind. I think you've just been a shell of a human all these years, and because of that, if that's the truth, then you can't be utilized by the divine in a good way. You'll be utilized by karmic energy because you'll be just led to do whatever your mind tells you to do. See? And that's not good if you don't have shadow work. If you haven't uncovered childhood traumas, trust issues, abandonment, rejection, shame, if you have not dealt with that, you're going to be controlled by that. And then you end up here talking about something. I feel kind of weird talking to somebody about my feelings. And I never really did know this before. I don't really know what to expect. And it's all because you refuse to do this. You could have been do that. And this is the truth. If you just had a big yourself, everything would have been okay. I'm not laughing at you. Baby, it was really hard for you to be yourself, which is why you need to go here and find out why that was so hard. Because she don't seem like she had a hard time doing this. I think you were making it harder than it was supposed to be. And if that's the case, just laugh at yourself. Be like, I don't know why I did that. Why I made that really hard. I made that really fucking hard for no reason. And me and my clients laugh about the stuff they do. Like, bruh, you made that really difficult for no reason. And they look back and go, I did. I don't know why. Oh, and we unpack it. We find out why. We unpack it. And if you have a hard time unpacking it here, unpack it here. I do both. Like I said, I do both. I do counseling services. But unpack your shadow. There's a need to be yourself, whoever you are. Okay? Bye, guys. I'm going to do another live in a little bit. I'm going to take a break. Because I feel like fussing at y'all all day today. Because I'm serious. I'm finna fuss. I'm fussing. Whatever card comes out, I'm yelling. I'm screaming. I'm being annoying. Because I don't think y'all realize how much y'all are in the collected in the energy. I've been given this task to like get this message out. So I be feeling when y'all tired, when y'all been barely able to go. Some of y'all cycles have been going on. Some of y'all have been having irregular cycles. Some of y'all haven't been eating. Some of y'all haven't been cooking. Some of y'all have been cleaning here and there. Some of y'all have been trying to stay afloat and clean up and do things. Some of y'all been driving places, but kind of like just hurry up and getting back home, just like going and coming. Some of you have just been on routine. So if that sounds familiar, you already know. So since I gotta go through it, y'all finna go through it. Take me through that. I'm gonna take y'all through that too. Yep. Who cares? We becoming nothing. We're all exactly. We all the same. I'm gonna take y'all through that just like me. We gonna all be the same. I'm gonna be cussing, yelling at y'all too. We gonna all be one. Since you was cussing, yelling at your person, I'm gonna be cussing and yelling at you. I'm gonna give you all the energy, all that right back. But in love though, in love and light, in love and light. All right, let me go be a mommy. I'll be back on later.